back CEP and then even at Kent, UK. Did any of these shape your sensibilities towards what you're doing now?
Exactly. I talked about the project which I did with Bicycle Repairman, and that was my starting point. I mean, actually it was a research-based course, and where my area of research was alternative use of material in design, where we took a couple of papers, and the papers were supported by an actual design problem which has to be solved. So that was my design problem which I solved, and since then I've been into, this thing of getting reuse in my work was there in my mind since last 7 years of my work with different people which I have done.
Is your thrust or the idea of moving to sustainability and reuse, are these ideas spurred on somewhat by the fact that around the world it has become fashionable to reuse material, or is it a genuine interest because searching and trying to find objects to reuse may not be the actual solution to finding a way to a good quality product. So we're seeing this now for many years, the concept of reuse, recycle, but I'm wondering, for people who kind of are moving in this direction, is it a lot to do with the fact that yes, I could make fashionable products out of this concept?
Actually, it didn't started for me. It didn't started as looking at the fashionable products which were there from abroad. It started with the fascination of things you can do alternatively. A pencil can hold a hair. You can use it as. The act of that having used something else for something else. That was my fascination. Since if I look back, it was there since I started my graduation with that. And it got a very good focus when I did my post-graduation, specifically in alternative use of material, because theoretically I was correct, and also in terms of financial things, when I designed a couple of first prototype of this rocking chair, I had comments that it should not look like a dump. It should stand, your object which I'm making should stand in front of a new object, and it should not have any lower quality.
Why would you denounce the value that fashion or trends add to an endeavor like this? Because at the end of the day, a person picks up a good-looking product that fits well and good quality.
Actually, talking about it has to be like, I'm not denying. Actually, I'm the other side which I'm talking about. Maybe I sound incorrect, but it should have that value. If you see my examples also, they are. I don't want them to be unfashionable. It has to be because that's what we want. But only what is acceptable fashion for us. Maybe a gunny bag look or a rough or look which is which is in fashion some other areas, or maybe here also in certain higher end society. But when we look at middle level society where people are spending, they want to spend less but want to get something which is appreciated. They are not looking for that kind of fashion. So the fashion also changes when you look at what is your target customer. So I'm not talking about not catering to the fashion and the trends. It is, but what area I am targeting. I'm targeting people. For example, right now my workshop is going to be in Aum in Pune. So the immediate users are all these young IT employees and young people. So they are they have this thing that they want to. We did a small survey. Would you like to get your furniture renovated? Half answers I got was also surprising that we don't have furniture, so we are planning to buy new. So then renovation will come later. So that is also another area which I am still looking at. If I answered your question.
Yeah, I think something like this could work if there is an aspirational quality, a fashionable, stylish quality, a trend.
Right.
So actually trying to target the middle audience doesn't really work well, because the middle category of consumer would probably prefer something that's off the shelf, tried, tested, very durable, and a brand that's probably safe or whatever. it's really the guys that who would go for this. I don't mean high as in money high. I mean somebody who's obviously gone through that entire route of using stuff that's readily available that wants something different. So don't you think that out there the economics, the aspirational quality, rather than the noble intent, would play a higher role?
Yeah,
Would
it
you
will,
do
it
that?
will. I think it will definitely. But somewhere in my mind, I have this aspiration to push this idea to another set of level also. It might work. There it's going to work, but it might work when I talk about maybe a repairing or giving a new look. Even if you bought it last year and in 1 year you want to change the look, we'll change the look in a small amount of money, something like that.
You spoke about reuse, renovate and repair, but I think you could probably even add retrofit. Because, like for example, you have a car, if you want to retrofit a car with safety features, you throw in a couple of airbags. But the point of, offering a suggestion is that, have you thought about upscaling some of these products? Like, what's the largest scale you've dealt with?
I'm working on
Basically pieces of furniture
yeah.
and stuff.
But I'd love to do a building.
I'm trying to understand, not a building, but it could be like a space, like an interior space or something. But I'm trying to understand what is the kind of connectivity between, for example, reuse and renovate. Are you trying to take these as triggering points
Yes, yes.
to influence the larger scale of design and
Sure,
experience?
yes, sure. See, if I talk about reuse and renovation, renovation has to do. I just gave you 2 examples from my first set of furniture. There is an answer in there, but like when you do renovate, I feel that there is a lot of connection with the previous object or a space or whatever there is there. It might change completely, but basically you are talking about that one enclosure which you are going to take up. I mean, if it's a chair, I'm talking about again furniture because that's what the chair. The main structure, the main main structure is there, and then we are talking about changing its finishing and maybe purpose or something. But when you are using it's cut down to the pieces and make some completely new thing. Maybe a chair is cut down and make a bed out of it, something like that. When we are using it, we are just using parts of it. We are not taking as a whole piece and then just changing some areas.
I noticed that because there's a lot of cross-breeding. You have an object and how do you de-objectify that?
Mm-hmm.
For example, you have legs of a chair and then you actually cut it and chop it and make it a seat. So I saw a lot of cross-breeding in that.
And I think
But I think you have a very interesting model. Hang on to it and make it your own before someone comes and steals
this
it.
is happening. I am sure I will have another opportunity to
Alright.
say that this is done. Thank you so much.